Yeah, let's move on to my guest that we have coming. Oh, right here. She's not coming. She's sitting right next to me. This boss babe. Here, let me get my notes. Wrote a nice little introduction on. So, for those of you who created any physical health goals back in January, now is a really good time to check in, see where you're at. If you feel like you're slipping a little bit, we've got your back right now. So this badass military wife, mother, and women's fitness fanatic, owner of the renowned global brand, Fitness is My Sickness, has trained over 3,000 women from San Diego to as far as Japan. They breed positive, go-getter thinking and what they deem the spirit of excellence, which trickles over into every other aspect of the women's lives. Today, we're getting down with a sickness that I don't mind spreading, so please welcome the owner of Fitness is My Sickness, Danielle King.
Hello. Hi guys, hello. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome, yeah, I'm really excited that you're in, because you've been in Smarter San Diego before. This isn't our first introduction, so I'm very excited to share your message today.
Yes, ma'am.
I see you on Facebook all the time with your fitness videos and your, like I said, that go-getter attitude. Of being completely unstoppable. So, talk to us a little bit about your passion and what you do.
Just my passion stems from me being able to help ladies, or us being able to kind of help each other. A lot of times women, we go through so much that we don't really talk about, that we don't actually express or do anything about, because we're so busy taking care of other people. Whether it be, if you don't have any kids, you tend to take care of coworkers, you know what I mean, or your significant others. If you do have kids, of course you're taking care of your kids, but you're kind of like letting your health fall to the wayside. And I know we feel like, okay, so we could take care of everybody else and we're giving 100%, but it's impossible to give 100% if you're not feeling 100% yourself. So we kind of tackle that mindset of taking care of you, because it's almost impossible to properly pour from an empty cup.
Oh, I love that.
See what I did there?
Yes.
No,
yes. No, I love that. I hear that a lot, that, you know, how can you pour into other people's cup if yours is empty? You gotta let it overflow a little bit.
Just a little, yeah, you just gotta take care of you. A lot of, especially since I'm a mom too, and I was a military spouse for so long, you move around, you don't quite find your niche, you find yourself becoming complacent with your health, and then it puts you really in a somber, melancholy type mood. And it's so hard to be a go-getter, or to teach your kids to be a go-getter, or to just breed positivity while you're around them when you're not feeling good or not eating right or sluggish. And then your mood starts to trickle over into them. And then you're wondering why they're in a bad mood, or why they are exhibiting negative behaviors in school. It's namely, and I hate to say it, it's because mom is not in a good mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's so difficult to connect those dots until somebody brings it to your attention. And that's what I like to tell ladies. Just take a look. Step back, take a look, or follow us, or come to the gym, and then you'll notice the difference in the behaviors in yourself as well as your family.
Yeah, so I do believe that the energy that we give off is contagious.
Very much so.
So what would you say your most, what is your purpose in your life here on Earth?
Just a positive societal push. I grew up, I wasn't good at dancing. I was no singer. I know you don't believe that. No, I'm playing. But just, you know, and I didn't quite deem myself as this amazing looker. So it took me a while, to well into my 30s, to realize what my purpose was. And that was to just change families, change the dynamics of families, starting with the women that I help. You know, even though it's an all women's gym, what I'm doing with them, they're doing with their husbands, they're doing with their kids, they're doing with their coworkers. Because when one person eats healthy, it trickles over into everybody else. And that's why I say the spirit of excellence, because that discipline and that workout, that discipline in making those healthier choices will trickle over into your schoolwork, your home life, your work life. And even when you're not the boss, you could be the janitor. And I'm saying nothing wrong with janitors, but you could be the janitor. And when you start working out, people notice. When you start eating right and taking your food out of the microwave and it's something healthy, the CEO notices. and they're like, oh, what's that? Or you're looking good lately, or you're smiling, or you're glowing because you're drinking enough water and your skin is, you know what I mean? And then everybody jumps on board because fitness has nothing to do with socioeconomic statuses. You know what I mean? And you can't pay for it. You can't pay somebody to work out for you. You can't buy the workout. You could buy it to do it, but that's something that we are on even playing fields when it comes to that, so to speak, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think my purpose is just to help women be healthy so they can help their kids and families be healthy.
Oh, I love that. So what would you say is your best piece of advice based off of all of that?
My best piece of advice is to never give up. Even when you fall off the bandwagon, start over. Even when you think you can do it, keep doing it, because nothing is a failure until you quit. So, and that's the same thing with fitness. It's not easy every day. It's not going to go your best way because, you know, as women, and I'm speaking from experience, when things don't go our way, we need comfort. And we take comfort from food.
Oh, yes.
And we celebrate with food. So
do.
everything is a comfort food. When you're happy, when you're mad, when you're sad. But the thing of that is when you fall off the bandwagon, you don't stay down and let another bandwagon roll you over. You throw your hand up, grab a hold of that old bandwagon and pull yourself up using that old momentum. So never give up.
So when that wall does hit and it starts feeling tough, I mean, would you say that's the best time to just keep pushing?
That's when it means the most, because that's when you're going to realize what and who you're made of. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When it's easy, when life is great, it's easy to eat right and you could walk tall and, you know, showcase that confidence. But when life isn't great, that's when our real character and our ability to sustain shines through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. I get all excited.
Yes, no, I can see it.
I get all hyped.
And I think also once you get through that wall, it's like, oh, I did it. Like, it feels even better once you get through it.
Exactly. I always say, what's a hurdle to a hurdler? It's not an obstacle. It's just something to overcome.
Mm-hmm. And I've said in previous shows that our obstacles or our challenges, don't view them as obstacles, view them as tools, strength enhancing tools.
Yes, yes.
So, and you know, you're a married woman, so what would your best piece of relationship advice be?
Communicate. Don't give up. Another thing, not to give up. And I'm going to piggyback off of what you said about being able to communicate effectively, because sometimes we come across as what we thought we said doesn't necessarily mean what they heard, because in a relationship, there's two people with different backgrounds and different experiences and different knowledge of different things. So I might say, jump, and then my husband may just jump lightly because he's saying, oh, I don't want to jump too hard because I may hurt my back. And I'm just using that for an example. But in my head, I might be thinking, jump real fast. And he's thinking, no, because that past life experience is telling him not to jump too hard, not to wake up the baby, not to hurt his back. You know what I mean? So that, not in a literal sense, but to be able to communicate effectively and always tell what you feel. You know, don't hide it. Don't try to work through it yourself, because the other person doesn't know what you're feeling, and we make an assumption that they do, or that they're not listening. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Don't play guessing games when it comes to your emotions. If something upsets you, then just let that person know, like, hey, you know what? This kind of upset, and it's uncomfortable. I get it. I'm no angel when it comes to this stuff. Communicating for me can be very hard because I don't want to come across as like I'm whining or I'm complaining. However, at the end of the day, it's only complaining if you don't create a solution. Exactly. If you're venting or you're letting someone know how you feel in order to, create some type of result or different way of thinking, then it's, it's
then
more
it's
effective
complaining.
That way.
Yeah, it is, and I was big on that too, because having to be, strong. I used to be a cop. I was a cop for like 8 years. I was a single mom, and then I did so much and had to be so strong till it wasn't my strong suit to say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm doing. It's like more like handle it yourself, get it done, and move on, and not take the time to feel those feelings. So that's what's important in a relationship too. take time to feel those feelings. I don't want to say wallow in it or sit in it, but it's okay to be sad one day.
Yeah.
You know, and if something made you sad, I'll tell my husband now, and it took us almost 10 years to get to this point, but I'm like, hey, you know what? When you said that, it kind of made me feel this way.
Yeah.
You know, and because when you hold it in, it builds resentment. And then instead of you saying, it made me feel this way, you like, this made me feel like this when you did this. And that's when you start pointing fingers. But if you sit in it for a second, then explain it when it happens, then you're not as resentful as if you had let it simmer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because then that resentment then leads to revenge, and how can I piss him off and make him feel the way he made me feel?
And then
or
he'll do
her,
it again.
whatever.
And then now he's done it 5 times. And when you do something 5 times, it's getting serious.
And you're just leaving that door open for them to keep doing it again and keep blaming them for something that's ultimately your fault, which is not communicating.
Exactly.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
So, you said just now that you used to be a cop. You were married to, I'm assuming, someone in the military, because your military spouse. So tell us a little bit of your backstory and how everything you've been through has kind of led you to where you are now.
So I started as a cop, a road cop, you know, when I was 22. And I did that for almost 10 years because even though I got married, we PCS, which was a permanent change station, which means we moved. And then that was what I knew. So I went ahead and got a job as a sheriff. And then we moved to Japan, and it was nice moving, but it kind of left me, because I was so independent, because I was so strong, it left me not realizing where I fit in it, because I'm not just a stay-at-home mom, which is okay, but my mind is constantly going, and I'm always trying to figure things out. And then the kids have school, the husband has work, and that kind of left me with, what do I do? So I really, gained weight. I became kind of like very cynical, a little bit depressed, staying out in town in Japan and, not knowing anybody, any of the other spouses. And a spouse actually invited me to come work out with her. And I was not a track star nor a basketball star. As a matter of fact, don't ask me to stay after school. This is when I was in high school. So I had no background in physical fitness, so I gave her every excuse possible. So, and I worked, and eventually I got a job, which I love, but eventually not as much as I love to work out. So when I started working out, I started realizing what I was capable of, and that so to speak, if you pick up 150 pounds on a quick deadlift, and then something comes up, you're like, I just deadlift 150 pounds. This little problem here is nothing,
Yeah.
That's the kind of mindset that happens. So that started to happen more and more. So I quit my GS9, which is a really good job, and I was helping people then, and I started training women in the backyard, and that's how it started. And then when we moved to San Diego, it was like everybody was like, hey, I heard about you. Can you train me? Let me know what you can do. So my husband set up the garage like a mini gym, a mini CrossFit gym, because I was CrossFit certified. And I just started from there. And then it got to the point where our neighbors were getting a little aggravated because of no parking, because I would have like 20 to 30 ladies inside of my garage. So 15 would run the hill, 15 ladies would run the hill by my house, and then 15 would work out. And we just kept switching. And then we just kept getting a larger building, more spouses, more military, active duty ladies, because we have a daycare, because we don't take no for an answer. Every excuse that I had, I wanted to negate or mitigate for my ladies. Every excuse I had. Oh, I don't have daycare, or the timing isn't right. Well, we have 5 a.m. up until 7 p.m. Oh, I don't like guys gawking at me. Well, guess what? It's an all-women's gym. So every excuse that I had, and that's how it's been 4 years since I've been here I'm not here in Japan, here in San Diego, and we just keep growing. Now I have the building next door, and we've created kind of like a strength and women entrepreneurship / workout place that is crazy good.
I love it. So what's your vision for Fitness Is My Sickness and all of your women there?
I just want to see everybody do their best. I just want to keep growing, sufficiently being able to sustain. To me, it's not about getting 100 women in a day. It's more about getting 1 to 2 women in a day, and eventually $300 to $600 in a year. And we just keep adding classes. We keep adding amenities. We keep growing in space. The word is getting out. And it's crazy because I'm near a lot of huge gyms. And this is the part about your perspective. Like, I'm down the street from maybe 5 multi-franchise, extremely million-dollar gyms. And they house both women and men. They have pools. They have everything. And then people still come to me. Women still come to Fitness Is My Sickness. So to me, that actually speaks volume, you know, because a lot of people would say, well, you're down the street from such and such. Why would you go there? You know, that's competition. So I believe in playing offense instead of defense. Mm-hmm. So instead of saying, I'm not going to go there because they could go there, I go, I do my thing, I give 110%. I train my staff to give 110%. And people notice that. People notice that it's worth it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Once that value is shown to them, they'll pay 3 times as much than a regular gym, because a regular gym is not going to call when you miss. They sell memberships. You know, we don't sell memberships. We sell success and fitness, you know?
Yeah, so you're giving that little extra something that shows that you really care.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your ultimate message for, I mean, not just the women at your gym, but for women in general, or anyone who has fitness goals?
Just keep trying. Don't give up. Know that your health is your wealth. A lot of times we spend money on everything else. We spend money on clothes, hair, shoes, going out to eat, but our health is failing. And in the end, none of that matters without your health. But sometimes we have to be reminded of that, you know, like somebody will spend, that used to be me. I'll use me as an example. I'd spend $200 on a dress, but my blood pressure was high and my cholesterol was high. And no matter how great that dress looked on the hanger, because I didn't feel good, I didn't look good, and my self-esteem wasn't where it needed to be, that $200 dress looked like a $20 dress on the old me because of where I was at that time in my life.
And even if you do have a $200 dress, you want to feel like $1 million.
You want to feel like $1 million. You know, now I take a $2 dress and I feel like $2 million. No,
yes, that's awesome. So what are you working with right now? What's going on with the gym?
Like I mentioned, we expanded and it's right next door to another about 4,000 square feet. Mm-hmm. A couple of ladies that were going to the gym. It's a salon out of Little Italy. This is their second location within the gym. It was the Hair Emporium SD, but the place in our place is called Blush Blow Dry Bar. So it's just a cute little blow dry bar. And then the Nest, that's in OB. They have 2 coffee shops. This is their third location. Have you heard about? Yeah, you know the Nest
place.
Yes. So this is their third location. At our location at FEMS Expansion, then we have 2, a Navy spouse and a Navy active duty. They have a cute little boutique called Boots to Boutique. And then we have our space. So our space has kind of become a community environment. So we have a FEMS Farmers Market in that area. And we're in SDSU Business District. So it's going to be super cute. Every third Sunday, we are trying to, you know, promote small businesses, especially small women in business, because we kind of get, you know, tossed back a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to be promoting that. That's every third Sunday. The first one is going to start on the 18th. We have poetry night. We're having a, you know, dress exchange, book exchange. It's so much going on as we revitalize this area and positive things to perpetuate women in fitness and business and finances. We're having a vision board party where I have a guest speaker, motivator speaker, Lady A. She has a radio show. She'll be there. She does retreats. And this vision board party is like no other. So usually people get together and they put, you know, cute little pictures on the paper, which is great and amazing, and we'll be doing that also. But we're going to kind of hone in on what stopped us from last year's visions. Mm-hmm. So that old baggage, that old adage of, you know, a bag lady. So we're going to be Lady A is going to be focusing more on releasing the things that hindered us from succeeding at last year's vision. Because this is my 5th vision board party in a row, the past 5 years. And I continuously see ladies putting the same pictures on. So let's go ahead and figure out, why didn't you succeed last time? Let's get a blueprint going of how we're going to succeed And this year, we have a therapist coming. She's going to be doing some things. I'm trying to give these ladies everything they need so that they can succeed, you know? Because I think some of our fitness concerns stem from other issues, like that lack of self-esteem, that lack of ability to stay focused, home concerns. It's a reason why we aren't making those healthy choices. So let's go ahead and get to the bottom of it. And then we can move forward and be sustainable.
I love that. So when's that vision board party happening?
The vision board party is February 10th, which is this Saturday, and it's going to be, I want to say, 11 to 2.
Okay.
And it's totally free. I'm going to be providing all of this, the everything you need. You just need to come, soak it up, go forth, and be fruitful.
I love that. And if anyone did have fitness goals for January, and you know, we're a month in now, people start slipping or getting a little complacent. So what a perfect way to get back on track with those goals, or you know, just keep them going if you know you're having any trouble. So so that's an upcoming event. Where can people find you if they want to contact you?
Our website is www.fimswomen.com. So that's kind of short for Fitness is My Sickness. So it's www.fimswomen.com. We're on Instagram. I'm the Transform Her, _transform_her. We have Fitness _is_my_sickness. And then, of course, we're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're located in SDSU Business District, 7202 El Cajon Boulevard, Suite B, San Diego, 92115. And if you forget anything else, just Google Fitness is My Sickness. We pop right up.
You'll be right there. Awesome. So, and I love that it's not just about going to the gym and picking up some weights and like seeing some muscle mass build. It's actually getting into that mindset of who do I need to be to reach that goal.
Exactly.
To get those fitness goals. I love it. Thank you so much, Danielle,
Thank you for
being
having me
here today. I love the message that you have.